Hey everybody, it's Mark from the Crystal Chronicles, your Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia podcast. Before we begin the video, just wanted to give you a little announcement. Today, as I'm recording this, it's March 31st, Thursday. We will not be having a podcast this week. We are going to be spreading them out here over the next month, just from various schedules. It's obviously a busy time in my work life, when then spring breaks and all that kind of stuff, and I have some vacation as well. So we'll do about every other week. So next week, we will be planning to do the next episode of the Crystal Chronicles podcast live on YouTube and on Twitch, and then it will be right here on YouTube and all your favorite podcast apps. And at that episode, Mino and I will go over all of Zack's cycle and just kind of talk about the highlights there, maybe do some little different things moving forward. If you have some ideas for things you'd like us to cover in the future, maybe thinking about some types of reformatting, how we might cover things, especially over this next few months before we get into FR era, assuming we continue, which as of right now is the plan. So, but in the weeks that we're not going to be doing podcasts, I'll make sure I have at least a couple videos, share some runs, share some polls, and maybe some other things if I feel like it. So this is my polls for Zack BT and Rydia LD. I want both of those, and I'm pulling hard. So strap in and enjoy the show. Thanks for listening. Well, let's get into the polls. I already have everything on the Ramza banner, including his BT. I don't think I'm going to be greening it just because I have a lot of other greens I want to do. But certainly, man, Ramza and Garnet and Zack are going to be able to burn through most of the rest of the content in FR era, if that's how you're going to go. But, you know, I did green Squall and Cloud. I'm going to green Laguna, greening Zack, greening Vincent. It's just a lot. So, but I do want Rydia LD. I do want Zack BT, and I'm going to pull until I get it because, hey, that's what you do because you have all these resources and you got to spend them down. I got a million gems before I get under cap. So there you go. But let's see, loading. Obviously, it's a big, pretty hype banner. I have Zack's LD. I have blue armor ready, everything else. Just need the BT. And I'll keep pulling. But yeah, Rydia, I like Rydia from Final Fantasy IV, one of my favorite Okay, well, still need Rydia LD. You know, could spend some gems. Let's see. It's a good place to start, I guess. But hey, could still burn through 75,000 gems, no problem. There's hope. Burn that gem stash down a little bit. Got to spend. That's what the people in the comments say. You got to spend. Why don't you spend your gems? Okay. Which there oh yeah, there you go. That's a that's a pull. That is a free pull. That's no gems. I spent no gems. Got a Leviathan boards coming up. Okay, well, this video is going to be short. I'll probably just include a run. How about that? Pad out the length. Wow. But like, sub, ring the bell for notification, become a member for 99 cents. If you want more videos like this to feel bad about yourself, if you don't have 1,300,000 gems and get the BT, good players get the weapons on the free pulls. Crap. Well, let's go into the run. Well, let's go full synergy since we got green Zack. I do have an ultimate weapon, just a 0 out of 5 ultimate weapon, Rydia LD, and let's bring Trey off damage. You know, Leviathan has that thing where you act and he delays you, that aura, and so I thought Trey, I do have Ramza, but I thought Trey would be fun. I don't remember how to play any of these characters besides Zack. Zack's pretty easy. Rydia, you know, so Leviathan is resistant to water, obviously, because it's the water summon. But Rydia has a special LD debuff that allows her to kind of overwrite weaknesses, which is cool for an enchanter and Periler. So we're still doing weakness damage, even though it's it's water. So really not the, I mean, they're just kind of highlighting that, I think, with this, because obviously you could bring, man, there's just so many teams to be, anybody with off-turn damage. I mean, the orb is a evade resist orb. So, I mean, Layla is just like powerful for this. Orin's great for this. I don't think Galop's great, but so you can even use Celeste for this. Obviously, Zack is just ridiculous damage. I think that's a chain slash. I held off on using his BT here. I could have used it right off the bat. Could have used Squall here for the AoE damage to take care of the ads. There's just, I mean, Roms is obviously great here. Trey is great here. Beatrix is great here. Everybody's synergy. Like this should not be causing you any problems. If it is, we have a whole bunch of runs. We have a GL strategy channel on our Discord. You can join our Discord. Link is below. And we have a thread for each one of these fights, these Lufania pluses, that have all the different clears from people in our community. We also have a challenge thread. So we have, of course, the classic TCC challenge, but also, we have the Amen challenge, and some other folks just do their own kind of challenge run. So you can come on and kind of talk about, hey, what if I did this? What if I did that? My calls here, I didn't really look at the fight at all before I went into it. The calls were not good. I didn't remember how to play Trey. Pretty much just made sure his LD and EX buff were up as much as possible, and then pressed other buttons. He has so much longevity, but at this era, you just don't really need the longevity. So it was just a matter of what off-turn damage, really kind of lean into the off-turn damage. So the LD and the EX is the damage up buff, but the LD is the off-turn traps, and that really helps deal with the mobs there. But Rydia doing pretty decent damage, but also kind of bypassing that weakness. She adds that weakness to people who don't already have it with that special debuff. So really happy with her kit. Zack is just ridiculous. We knew he was ridiculous. He is ridiculous. He's a great, not only defensive character, but he's the best damage dealing tank, period. But he's a significant damage dealer in his own right, just like as a plain damage dealer compared to the other damage dealers, the big damage dealers. He's up there with them, let alone he's got the great BT effect, which is doing all kinds of things and protecting your party. And so pair him with another damage dealer and a solid support, or just make him your primary damage dealer, with Ramza and Garnet and other supports. I mean, really right here, his only support is, everybody's boosted, of course, but Rydia's his only support here. And Trey's not adding a lot of support besides the off-turn damage, which is a lot. So, a lot of fun. So you can check that again. This is just kind of my blind run with the synergy character. So it's not the best play. I didn't even know what the boss did. You'll see me stop, try to remember what Trey does, what Rydia does. Never really used Rydia before. I did have all of her stuff, but she's never been particularly great. So this is kind of her best iteration so far. Happy to use her as well. That's Zack's best iteration, but he's pretty much always been cool. And Trey's always been cool. I really like Trey. And he's just doing, a little more up-to-date damage with his... he also starts with his EX, I think, right? Fully charged, which is super helpful. These C90s where they charge their EXs, especially characters that really need their EXs, like Beatrix and Trey, right up front, really does help. He may have already had that, though, back in the EX Plus era. I don't recall. Love that EX animation, though. It's really cool. Let me know how you did. Let me know how your polls went. Obviously, do take a moment. Only 5% of our viewers are subbed. I don't know what the numbers are. They're low, I'm sure. Smash that like button. Hit that sub button. Damage the subscribe button. And become a member for 99 cents. All that kind of stuff. It's a little frustrating. I was joking about, of course, trying to get under the cap. I'm always happy to save resources and happy to get free polls. I'm very, very excited about the polls that I had on this banner. But it is funny, that the people who are saying, just spend more, just pull more, stop hoarding your resources. Like, dude, And I say do because it's I'm sure men saying that most of the time. 98% of our community is male, so that's part of that. But like I pull on everything. I have like every weapon at this point. I mean, I'm missing a handful of weapons from eras when I wasn't pulling as much, but yeah, as of right now, yeah, I'm pulling on everything. And then you get free pulls where you get not only the BT but the EX as well, or the LD, and so both LDs, but I already had one. So like, yeah, what can you do? But we don't know. We're kind of in limbo with the cap, and we'll just kind of play it by ear. Mino and I, stepping back a little bit in terms of all the content creators are. I mean, it's really impacted the community in a negative way. It's also garbage time, which means content's not as engaging. And that's okay. We've done 194 episodes of a weekly, generally podcast for a very niche mobile game. And been doing it for 4 years now. I mean, it's freaking amazing. 4 years made content for this game. And so, yeah, you understand. People are stepping back. Our good friend, we'll talk about a little bit on the next podcast, but our good friend Jin Lee has stepped away from content creation in the community. Ink Welder has stepped away from the community, content creation. 40 has been doing stuff but trying to do other stuff. Josepher still doing stuff but trying to do other stuff. Lids has kind of stepped back a little bit. Resfoin has stepped back a little bit. I mean, a lot of our friends, a lot of our new content creators, haven't been seen as much from Simply Lost. I know he's still doing videos. Black Nero stepped back a little bit. Part of that's the world's opening up. We can go outside and see people, and that's good and healthy. Part of it is garbage time. Part of it is the cap really did impact, our trust in the company and the team, and really did as people who've invested a lot in this game and spent a lot on this game and spent a lot of time and talent and money on this game. It really does hurt when you kind of get that slap in the face and you don't really understand why, and they're not clear about it. They don't communicate it, and yes, we're in a holding pattern, so we're going to give it as much chance. And even if the cap started tomorrow and they just said, here it is, I wouldn't quit. The podcast would probably kind of go by the wayside, and we do some other things. I'd probably still make some videos, but you can't predict how long that would be. But I am so grateful for all of you. I love this community. I love this game. It's fun, even in garbage time. I mean, it's fun to synergy stomp. It's fun to bring other characters. I might do. I haven't done it yet. It's my kid's spring break, so I've been spending time and working and trying to spend free time with the family. But I just love this community. I love our Discord. If you're not part of our Discord, join that, and that's a lot of fun. And I love reading the YouTube comments and seeing what people have done, and seeing the fun runs people have done, and seeing how people are enjoying their favorite characters. And man, I mean this Zack BT animation, I mean, come on. This kind of stuff is awesome. I don't know how to do Zack's BT face, but man, this is just like one of the best BT animations. It just hits you right in the heart right there. So, I mean, how awesome is that? And, looking at the FR, the team ups, Sid Reigns is getting his BT. So, I want to keep playing this game for another year, another 2 years. Man, if this game made it to 6 years, that'd be awesome. And I want to keep making content, want to keep doing that. It may change, and that's okay. We may just start doing some streams and kind of focus on one or the other in terms of Twitch or YouTube. Look at all these turns these guys get. They're doing nothing. No damage, missing, evasion. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, again, thank you all. Let me know how your pulls went. Let me know how. Oh, don't spoil, of course, if you're still listening. Don't spoil the pulls for other people. But let me know how your polls went. Let me know who you used. And do like, sub, ring the bell for notification. Let me know if there's things you want me to tackle, videos you want me to make, always. Ideas that you might have. Hey, no one's doing this. I'm open to suggestions, I'm open to using some of my limited time to make some interesting videos. I don't really have any exciting ideas besides, the podcast and the tier lists and the runs and poll videos. Those are kind of my bread and butter right now, and every once in a while I get another kind of fun idea. I did that little marathon where we did kind of a week full of videos. If I get enough ideas that I can do another one of those, that does really help. Numbers and subscription rates and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not opposed to doing that. Again, if I have some free time, and I do have some vacation coming up, I'm not going to be gone the entire time. So thank you all. We'll see you next time. And hey, good luck on your polls, and we'll see you for the next round. Goodbye.